you're fine. '56 Ford Custom line, and this is yours, sir.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And you've built it all yourself.
Yes.
How long have you had it for? Because I know it's for sale now.
I've had it since 2008.
2008. So it's been a while.
I finished it in 2010. It's been done a long time.
It looks pretty good.
Thank you.
For 13 years now.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Now, 2008 project car completely, or?
Yeah, complete.
Wow. So what have you done?
Everything's been shaved. Motor's been redone.
And what motor have you got in here now?
It's a Y block, original Y block, 4-barrel.
A wide block.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
That's a 312 Y block. It's factory motor coming in this car.
Okay.
It's got a 58 Corvette teeth, 67 rear Camaro front bumper bar holding the teeth on. So mid 60s pickup truck bumper that's been modified.
Love the pinstriping.
Yeah, I didn't do the pinstripe. Not somebody here did that.
Make it into a show car.
No, to me it's a rat rod. It's just
a rat rod? I wouldn't call this a rat rod.
It's a fun car. It's all it is. It's just for fun.
Well, it looks fun, but it looks really good as well.
Show cars, you got to worry too much.
That's true.
Just have fun.
Well, the paint here, it's a matte finish.
Matte finish, yes.
Very cool.
Now the top is gloss.
The top is
gloss. The dashboard is gloss.
And am I looking at a 56 dash?
Yes, 56
okay.
dash. It's just been shaved down a little bit, modified.
Can you open the doors? Let's have a look at the wood. You've got, is that real wood or wood grain on the inside of the door?
Oh, it's just not finished. It's just
yeah, but it looks cool. Even if it's not finished.
It's rustic.
Very cool. And you've got some Boss wheels, and this is on air rides, of course.
It's on air ride, complete air ride.
And now you're ready for something else.
Yeah, I'm building a Model A now. So
okay, so
that'll be a show car.
Tell me about yourself. So you obviously know how to do this.
Yeah, I've been doing this since high school.
Do you have a shop?
Since '92. Yeah, I have a shop.
What's your shop?
Creative Images in Alabama.
Creative
Images.
Creative Images in Alabama.
I just do it on the side.
Yeah. And now you're doing...
It's been a hobby. I've painted cars my whole life, so it's just something to do. All the door handles have been shaved.
And
the
they're on
trunk
door
lid's
poppers
all
now?
smoothed out. Bumpers are tucked.
Wow.
The license plates down there on the bottom.
Very nice. And what tail lights have you got?
Those are just custom lenses I purchased online to go in there.
This is very cool.
Thank you.
You've done a lot of work into this.
A lot of hours. Yes, a lot of hours. Car was rough.
Car was rough. This for you is not a show car, but you're building a show car.
Yeah.
So which tells me that your standards are pretty high.
I try.
You try, and you're doing a Model A now.
Yes.
That should be a lot of
That's
fun.
next.
Now, well, for people out there who are watching this, if you don't sell it by next weekend, what are the details?
If I want to sell it.
Well, people wanting to buy it.
Oh, well.
Let's have a look here.
Yeah, there you go. There's the phone number. You can contact me.
There you go. I don't think
if
it'll
I
last
sell
that
it-
long.
If I sell it, I sell it. I don't care.
And if
I
you don't,
like
you
it.
just- It is nice, yep.
Just run out of room.
You just run out of room. Okay. And you're here at the Redneck Rumble, obviously, because of things like that you can see and...
Oh, always. This
anything
is-
and everything.
That's the only show I go to.
Oh, really?
We're here twice a year.
Well, sir, if you're
This
making...
car's been here twice a year for a long time, since it's been done.
Well, if you're making a Model A into an absolute
It'll
show
be
car,
here eventually.
you'll have to take it to some of the other shows as well.
Probably.
Yep, would love to see it, but hey, I appreciate
Thank
this.
you.
Thank you. How's it going, everyone? Can I get you on film?
Sure. Yeah.
You having a good time?
Yes.
I bet you are. So you've got your campsite set up,
Yes.
and you have some trucks and rat rods here. You've got a bike.
All of that.
Oh, I do know how to pick them. I do know how to pick them.
All of that over there. Just pick one.
Okay, that is so cool. Can one of you come and tell me a little bit more?
Oh, I can't tell you.
Yeah, Donnie's one of those.
Let's see.
He'll be over somewhere.
Yeah,
There is a
there's
lot
man.
of cool rat
Tell
rod trucks.
Donnie's over there. He can tell you about them.
All right. Obviously, you guys love that sound. I like that sound. That's why you're all here. How long have you been coming to the Redneck Rumble?
This will be 5th year for me.
5th year?
It's our first time.
Yeah, this is my first time too.
First time? How you like it?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's amazing.
What do you like the most about it?
Just all the loud motors.
The loud motors.
Yeah.
My type of girl.
What you're gonna see.
Yeah.
And you never know what you're going to see, right? What about you, ma'am? How are you enjoying your first time?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
You never look at that.
You'll never know what you see. That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to see.
You never know what you're going to see. Wow, that is so cool. But yeah, I'm going to go and film some of your trucks over there because they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
Help yourself.
Thank All right, so there's a bus towing a camper. Now, I've been told I can step inside here and have a look. Wow, it's even still got the seats. That's pretty cool. Now, this bus is a lot more newer than some of the others that I have seen that have been turned into rat rods. And I think some of them is over there. I can see by the rust, but very cool. right, everybody, it's always nice when I run into folk that I do know and I've become friends with. Matt Cox's International is right here, and next to that, let's check out his friend, Mike, was it?
Mike, yes.
Come on over here, sir. I mean, I was sitting over there and I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's another International, but it's not.
That's right. It's actually a Ford, 1933 Ford with an International bed that's been chopped 2 different ways, and it has a Buick engine.
Okay, all right. Well, why don't we start off with the Ford?
Okay.
When did you get it?
Oh, let's see.
I'm guessing that's what you would have started off with at first.
Yeah, it was a 1.5 ton truck. It was an old casket company truck.
Oh.
And the building was on fire many years ago, and they pushed it out, as the story goes. And but they produced caskets in this building, and they hauled them on this truck. But it's
Okay, so it wasn't actually used for funeral services.
no.
Okay, so they would haul the ready-made caskets
Yeah.
that would then go to the funeral services. And while the fire was happening, they started to push this out to save it.
They pushed it out, and the roof fell in on the.
They must have really wanted to
building.
save it.
Yeah. That's what happened. And I've been to see the building, and that is the story. I bought the truck locally from someone who had it for many years on a farm and kept it in a barn.
Okay.
But when I got it, it was not drivable, and it's the same cab as a pickup truck, and
Yeah.
I used the cab and the grill shell and collected a lot of other parts to build it.
So were you looking for this, or you just...
Actually, I was looking for a truck like this,
Okay.
and I happened to know the old man who owned it. He owned a hardware store in Lexington, Robinson's Hardware, and they were of age, and he had it stored in a building for
So many years.
Yeah, like 35 years it hadn't been running,
And is this what you had in mind that you were going to do?
yes.
So why? Where did that inspiration come from? I mean, it looks cool, of course.
Yeah.
And you've got a bed in the back.
Pardon me?
And you've got a bed in the back, so...
Yeah. Because it was a large flatbed truck,
Yeah.
I had to come up with a bed, and I came across that International bed. And
Let's have a look. Did Matt inspire you, or you inspire Matt?
when I built this, I didn't know Matt.
Okay then.
So, but it's been chopped, and really it's a somewhat mild chop. It has
From the top?
Yeah, this roof was removed, and instead of cut through here, you remove the roof and take out what you want, and then put the roof back on. And of course, the doors have to be cut.
It's a lot of work to chop down the roof.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. These are a little more simple than later model cars from the 50s,
Okay.
for example, because everything comes straight down. There's no posts to lean or no roof to cut across.
This is interesting. And what about the bed? You said you chopped it 2 ways?
Yeah, I narrowed it this way and I shortened it this way.
Okay.
And the tailgate, in order to save the International, I cut it on the sides so that this would be
So that would still there, yep.
be uninterrupted, I guess. And
There is so much work you've done here, Mike.
oh,
And I think the thing that fascinates me is this is the exact look that you wanted. You know,
Yes.
you could have kept it and make do with whatever it was and cut down your work in half.
right.
But no, you wanted to go that. And what I'm interested and curious about, everybody, is what is it about this that drew you or that you wanted to do?
Well, I wanted something that was different and that would go fast.
Okay.
And it's you know, it took a couple of years to do it. I built the frame. I ordered frame rails and modified them and so that the truck could be lowered.
So it's brought down to the frame, but it's not on air, but rides.
Right. It's you know, I built the floor. It's channeled over the frame so that the body goes down. And I built the floor and made the dash to fit. And you can check the transmission fluid from
the inside.
Yeah, that's one of the options there.
I think these are very luxurious seats for a rat rod, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Usually with the bomber seats, they're all just steel and...
Yeah. It has a dual stall transmission, 400 transmission.
Okay.
And the motor is out of a 65 Buick Riviera. It's a 425.
It's a 425.
Yeah.
That's a powerful motor for this little body.
Yeah. As I'm told, it's got 340 horsepower, and that'll move this along pretty
Yes.
quick. This is I made this air cleaner. There's a filter under here. This is the cover for an antique lawnmower that used to have a rope start. And I made it's breathes from around the bottom here and through the front, and this is a forklift radiator.
A forklift radiator. Okay.
Yes, that it was Record, but it originally came out of a forklift, and it fit the grill shell real well.
So is this stuff, Mike, that you had, or you went looking for things to...
Yeah, I went looking for things.
So that's what I'm wondering. Like, you go and you start looking for a forklift radiator.
Yeah.
Because you knew that the size would
Yeah,
go well.
Yeah, I got with an old radiator guy and gave him the dimensions, and he had a surplus up in his attic of old radiators. He's no longer in business, but we found something that would fit within the confines of
Isn't
the
that interesting?
grill shell, and he recorded for me with a car core, and because he's a radiator guy, he put it together, and then I was able to retrofit it into here, and it cools it runs about 160.
It does its job and
Yeah,
does
it
it
does
really
its
well.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
This is the world, and there's a claw holding it. I did put a little light in here. It glows at night.
Oh, does it? That would
Yeah.
be cool.
I think you're like the first person to notice it. And,
No, I like this small stuff.
yeah. It has 40 Ford brakes, and what else? Here's the radiator overflow, which was part of the antique lawnmower. I used this. There's a radiator fluid in here, and
It's not about having the biggest things, the fanciest, most expensive things, but it's about making it work.
yes, that's what it's all about.
That's
making
what it's
it
all
work.
about. And you're so happy with this. I can
Yeah.
see you're happy. You love it.
Yeah, I do like it. I need to get it out more often.
You need to
know?
get it out.
Yeah. The rear end is a 9-inch Ford,
Okay.
and these are Buick 1934 Buick artillery wheels, and I cut the rim off of some old Ford spoke wheels
Right.
so that I could install a cap. I sliced the edge off of some
That
old
one,
wheels
yeah.
in order to install matching caps back there. So they're Buick wheels.
So, Mike, what do you do for work?
I'm in the rental business. I'm a landlord, and I work on houses and
And
apartments.
This is why I ask, not to be nosy, but I ask because you're doing all this work. It's a lot of skilled work, all with your hands, but that's not what you do on a daily basis.
No, I do other stuff.
So how do
with
you
my
know how
hands.
to do all this?
I don't know. I had a friend of mine who worked in a sheet metal shop, and another friend got a job at a sheet metal shop, and so on. And I was the only guy that didn't get a job in the sheet metal shop. because I was doing something else.
So you decided to do the work
So
that they do.
I wanted to do what they did, and I bought a welder when I was 18 years old. And
Oh, isn't that
set
interesting?
of cutting torches, and so I guess it progressed from there. So
I love that.
yeah.
You wanted to work there as well, obviously.
Yeah, and I didn't.
And you
So
didn't, but you
I-
didn't need to because you taught yourself. You got all the stuff that you needed
Yeah.
to. And now you can make cool rides like this.
I worked in my own shop, and I still do, but I've run out of room. I've got a couple of other old cars.
Okay,
and,
what else have you got?
I've got a 50 Oldsmobile Club Coupe.
Nice.
And I've got a 40 model truck very similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a 46 International original paint with a 327 Corvette engine in it. And
Corvette engine.
Automatic. And
Nice.
it's a lot of patina.
Yep.
Tilt wheel and leather seat out of a Dodge Caravan Deluxe
Okay.
model. And I've got a chop top 57 pickup truck that it's the first and only vehicle I ever painted. It's black lacquer, and I chopped the top on it 3 inches. And
Nice.
it's-
And when did
it's-
you do that, the first one?
I did that back in 1993.
Okay.
And I still have all these, and I can't build anymore because I don't have anywhere to put them, and so you know.
Well, you're going to have to make some room because this brings you so much joy.
Yeah, it does. I try to help my friends do a few
Yeah.
things. Nothing too big, but
Well, you're a good friend to have around, that's for sure.
oh, well, thanks.
And you did the interiors in here as well?
Yeah. This has a tilt wheel also, and which is comfortable. And there's a slot down in the floor where I put my feet.
Oh,
And you have to make things comfortable, or as comfortable as you can.
isn't
The
that
confines
interesting? I haven't
in here.
seen that one before, but that is pretty smart because, yes, it would get a bit tight.
Yeah, it's a little tight, and so you do what you do. You do what you have to do.
This is super cool. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I enjoyed your time.
Well, you did awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. All right, everybody. Here's a name that some of you might know. Hot Rod Dad.
Hot Rod Dad.
Hot Rod Dad, also known as Dennis.
That's right.
How's it going?
Good, good.
Well, I'm glad I ran into you here.
Just
You know?
enjoying the show today.
Just enjoying the show.
Yeah.
You're not filming, you're just enjoying good company.
Yep. At the moment. I have been filming a little bit.
You have been filming.
Yeah.
Well, before we look at your truck, tell us a little bit about Hot Rod Dad.
What do you want to know?
Well, what do you do on it? It's a YouTube channel, by the way.
It's
everybody.
a YouTube channel. I just cover car shows and basically just my hot rod shenanigans.
Yep.
And I put some of the stuff that I build on there occasionally. So
That's right. And
Yep.
one of the things that I like about your channel is that you go out there into the barns and you look for stuff. You go into the junkyards as well.
yeah.
At the swap meets.
Yep.
And you find things that would work
Sure. Yeah.
when building trucks, hot
Yep,
rods, rat
yep,
rods.
Yep. That's what it's about.
So that's pretty cool. You guys, you have to check it out if you haven't yet already. But here at the Redneck Rumble, what have you got, Dennis?
This is Oscar. This is a 1954 Chevy 3100 that I built a few years ago. And I built this truck, and it's just basically just a parts getter, just a beater that I can cruise around town in and just haul junk and whatnot. So I put it together basically. A discussion prompted this of me and a couple of young guys, and they seen some of the other stuff that I've built, and they're like, well, I love that, but I can't really afford to build something cool. And so I said, well, you know what, you're pulling a $20,000 bass boat with a $30,000 truck, so I'm going to build something really cool for a tenth of the budget that you have in that rig. So I set my budget at $5,000.
So you're telling me that you built everything here?
I built everything here for $4,200 actually by the time I got it on the road.
Now this is very interesting, guys. We've been doing so many different interviews throughout the channel, and this is fascinating me so much because so many people building cars show cars, rat rods, and just restoring it. But this is going to be fun because we're looking at a complete project for under $5,000.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay,
Yep, yep.
Dennis, tell us.
So I started out with just the cab and the front sheet metal, which was a marketplace find,
Okay.
and I picked that up for like $1,200.
And that was just the cab. There was no engine. There was no
engine. It was
interiors.
just the cab and the front sheet metal. So it was the hood and the front fenders and the grill basically.
Okay, but no bumpers.
And no bumpers. This is a 49 Plymouth front bumper that I picked up at a swap meet. Studebaker headlight bezels on it right there. The fog light is an $8 find at the swap meet. The filler panel right here is part of an old metal door that was being taken out of a church that they were remodeling. So it's just a metal door, and I just cut a section out of it, made the filler panel. I set that all on an S10 chassis, single cab long wheelbase S10 chassis, and a fellow that I knew was.
Yep, it definitely gets loud at the
It gets
rumble.
loud here. But a fellow I knew that had a Corvette was upgrading to a 383 stroker engine and a 700 R4. So he asked if I would like to buy the engine and transmission in it, and he said even I could come out and drive the car before we pulled it out. So I went out and I picked that up, and so that kind of completed the drivetrain right there.
Oh, wow. So what engine was this? Which Corvette
It's just a
was it?
350. That's a 82 or 83 Corvette. So that was the years that they were detuned. So it's basically just a small block Chevy engine. Just
And
a
you got that along with the transmission as well?
engine and transmission. And the brake booster is S10. And so all the undercarriage is pretty much S10 parts. You know, I've got 2-inch lower spindles on the front. Cut, I think it was half a coil off the front. 2-inch lowering box in the back. I built the bed, so started out with an original flatbed frame,
Okay.
and I just in a truck group on Facebook I posted. I decided I wanted to build a flatbed because I didn't want to have to match the paint or the patina or anything.
Makes
so
sense.
I said I'm going to build a flatbed. You don't see many of them.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
going to build a cool one. So that's what prompted me to do that.
And then you just...
So I posted an ad on one of the truck groups,
Okay.
searching for one of the frames, and I figured I could find one because most guys don't want a flatbed. So I picked up the frame for $150, I think it was.
$150.
It was
wow.
just this side, that side, and that back side right there.
Okay.
You can see right here where I shortened it, and right here I narrowed it, and I built this entire front panel.
You built that
because
yourself?
it was missing the front panel. So I made it curve to the back of the cab right there. So, and I wanted to match this detail all the way around.
Now we all get excited for finding, good finds in a bargain and being able to do this, but it's not just about the money, because you do need to have the skill as well, which it seems like you do have that.
Well, here's the thing.
You're
It's-
able
this,
to, well.
this is what I tell people all the time. Think about it like a big pie, and you slice the pie however you want it. Time, talent, money. So
Okay.
if you got the talent,
Yep.
and a little time, you don't have to throw a whole lot of money at it.
Mm-hmm.
So you decide what size of the pie you want to slice up. If you have deep pockets and a lot of money, you can hire the talent.
Yes.
You can hire somebody to build you something cool.
But it comes
But-
down to the time, because if
Yeah.
you can put the time and effort into
Yeah.
finding out how to
Yeah.
do these things, wealth of information out
Yeah,
there. Your
exactly.
channel is one of them.
And I built this truck over a couple of years. So you take that $4,200 and divide that up over 2 years. That's pizza money
It
for
is.
most guys.
It is, isn't it? And what
Yeah.
about the wood?
The wood was an old pallet that they were throwing out at work. So a big piece of machinery came in on this pallet from overseas, and that was the wood that was in the pallet. So that was a freebie.
Wow.
Here's the detail that most everybody misses
Oh.
right here. It's got a trunk.
You've actually got a trunk in here.
So I wasn't about to waste all that space.
I thought there might have been the fuel tank,
Yeah.
but that's still behind the cab.
It's got the original S10 fuel tank. So I looked up on the chassis, and when I bought the truck, they had replaced the fuel tank in it. So it had a brand new fuel tank in it. I picked up the S10 chassis or the complete S10 for $450.
Wow.
So I stripped it down, and I got the chassis. I sold about 300 parts worth of parts off of it.
Wow.
So I had nearly a free chassis.
Wow.
And right here's the gas holder right there is a horseshoe.
Oh, it's an actual horseshoe. Well, you know what? And it's upside down, I think. Is it?
So when I started,
I was going to say you'll have good luck with you wherever you go.
Yeah, that's right. So when I started out to build it, I didn't know it, but this door had been left open at one point in time, and they had backed up on something, and it had twisted this pillar right here real bad. So I had to end up cutting this out all the way from there all the way down and replacing this whole doorpost. So this is all fake patina. We blended that all in and everything. So
Wow, you can't even tell. So this here is real patina, I can see.
this is real. This is the real patina right here. Yeah, and we blended this in all the way from top to bottom.
Wow, well done. But when you say you cut it off, did you cut it off somewhere here?
Right about here is where we cut it,
Right about here.
and right about here, right there, all the way down to the bottom.
Wow, interesting. And what did you use to get the patina look?
We just layered paint on there, and I have a friend that's an airbrush artist, and he airbrushed a lot of that. And then we kind of recreated the broken pinstriping right here just to blend it in.
You couldn't even tell if you didn't tell me.
And so inside right here is a pair of 1974 Mercedes-Benz bucket seats that I picked up at the pull-apart for $40. And here are my cup holders.
Cup holders, oh my, you guys.
This is an old nail apron that I had. It's been with me for years and years and years. I built the kids' swing set with that. I built our house with that from the ground up. It's been with me for many years, and I was about to throw it away because it was kind of tore a little bit.
No.
And it had been in my shop for years, and I didn't use it anymore, and I said, I can't throw that away.
No.
So I had to do something with it. So
And now it's going to stay with you
now it's
forever.
cup holders.
That is so cool.
And
There's the other side of it too.
Pretty sparse in there other than the bucket seats, but the only other feature in there, I guess, is the rug in the floor.
I saw that.
So that was when I was
As a lady, I mean,
affectionately-
I hate to think a hole inside a rug, but
I affectionately call that the prayer rug. Because when I was building the truck,
yeah.
I was using that. It's just an old rug that the wife threw out of the kitchen. And
Yeah.
I was sitting down on it. In the wintertime, I'd put that down on the concrete, keep from being so cold as I was up underneath the truck working. And the whole time I was praying that I'd get the thing done before I started throwing wrenches.
That's right, the prayer mat.
That's the prayer rug. And then when I got the truck on the road, I had not built the transmission cover yet.
That would have been
And it was in the middle of summertime, and I wanted to drive the truck, so I grabbed the old trusty prayer rug, cut a slit in it, threw it over the gear shift, and it's been there ever since. But I want to show you.
This is why I do interviews. The stuff that you find out.
Here is the most important feature.
Okay, what is that?
Of
And where does the name Oscar come from?
because it's green and grumpy like the Sesame Street character.
Oh, of course.
So this is the most important feature of Oscar right there. That's the donation jar is located inside right there. And
So we can actually put coins in there.
you can. There's actually a mason jar in there that collects the coins.
This is a nice way to fund your channel, honestly. I
So
should be more creative.
the reason I installed the donation jar was for people that like to give their unsolicited opinions at car shows and at the gas station. It says stuff like, man, that's going to look really cool when you paint it, or you should have put a LS engine in that, or all that kind of stuff. I said, now you can shove your opinion along with your money right in the old gas hole.
Because you know what? Opinions are not welcome for rat rods because they're so personalized. Everybody does it for themselves, for their own stories, whatever journey that they've had.
Yeah.
And it means that it's that special, and it means so much to the person who's built it.
Yeah, let me show you what I do with the money though. So at every car show I go to, I love to get kids interested in old cars.
Nice.
So I take that money and I buy Hot Wheels with them and I hand them out at car shows.
Because at the end of the day, you're hot rod dad, and that's what
right.
dads do. They buy
That's
cars
right.
for kids.
That's right.
Love that. What an awesome way to support kids and keep getting them inside this car
Yeah.
culture.
One more feature you got to check out.
What is that?
Is the gear shift knob.
I saw the monkey, so okay.
Okay,
See
so
no evil.
that's See No Evil. I do a trio of those gear shift knobs I make. Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Speak No Evil, and that's the See No Evil of the set.
So, depending on your mood, they change?
I'll never
Whether-
change that one out.
Okay.
I usually just
Whether you
I
see
usually
something
just
and
leave
then
that
you
one on
change it to Speak No Evil.
yeah.
Oh, this is cool. Such a pleasure.
Enjoyed it.
Glad I got you on the channel, Dennis. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, Ed, cool gasser, very patina. What have you got here?
1955 Chevrolet.
55 Chevrolet, okay. And how long have you had it?
15 years ago, it came out of a junkyard in Nebraska.
Okay.
Just what you see here, no trunk lid, no wheels, no rear end.
That's all natural patina.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, except where right here, I'm gonna have to put rocker panels in where the wheel wells.
Where it was falling off, I'm guessing?
Yeah, that's fake. That's my first fake patina job there.
And you did it good. You can't even tell. It blends in really well. Now, Ed, 15 years ago, did you go looking for a 55?
No, my uncle and his friend bought 355s in Nebraska, and they bought this car for the front end and the trunk lid, and I got what was left over for $700.
I really need to get that guy on film. I've seen him so many times hauling people around. Okay, so they got this as basically a parts car to chop it up and everything.
Yeah.
And you got left of whatever they didn't use, but they ended up using the front end and the back end.
Yeah.
So now what have you got to replace that?
Put a fiberglass front end on it, and I bought a old junk trunk lid and a swap meet to put on it.
You did well.
Yeah.
And when did the idea of turning it into a gasser come about?
That's the reason I bought it.
That's
to
the whole
build a
reason.
gasser, yeah.
Okay, and before we look at the car, what is it about the gases that you like?
I just like old school racing of any kind.
Nice.
I've got another car, a retired drag car from 1968, a 55 Chevrolet out of Alabama. It's got all the lettering and everything on it. It was here last year, gold 55.
Gold 55, okay. I was here last year, but I think I might have missed that one.
Yeah.
That's on. All right, Ed, well, let's talk about, obviously, the engine. What have you got?
It's a 1969 427 with a old school GMC truck blower on it.
A truck blower on it.
Well, Detroit diesel GMC blower.
And how different is this to the modern day blowers that I have seen so much now? Is it louder or?
No, not any louder. They're getting more performance out of these new blowers. That's just the old school. That's the first blowers that were used in the 50s, 60s on the dragsters, Don Gartlett's, and all of them use this blower.
Okay. And did you do the engine swap yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I built all the front frame myself. I built all this from a swing, a yard swing, the canopy that goes over.
Really?
That's the frame. I cut it up and made the framework for my front end. I've made all this. I've made a lot of the stuff for the car, the ladder bars.
The front axle to turn it into a gasser.
Yeah, I bought the actual kit, welded it up and
Yep.
put it under the car.
Well, you've done so much work on this. How do you know how to do it?
I was in the body shop business for 35 years.
There you go. But hey, Ed, can we put the hood down just to get a full look at?
The interior, the aluminum in there,
Let's have a look.
it came out of a sawdust trailer.
A sawdust trailer.
Yeah, and I took and cleaned it up, and I done all the engine tuning work with a DeWalt drill and a Scotch-Brite 3,857 times. I had my girlfriend count them.
Wow. So how long did it take you from start to finish?
Well, I started on the car, bought all the parts up, a lot of them, and then got into another project, and it's set for 10 years. So the last 2 years, I've hit it hard and got it done.
And got to finish.
Yeah.
Nice. And what better place than to come and bring it to the Rumble?
I've been to every one of them.
Nice. All right, everyone, let's have a look. There it is. Very cool. You like old school racing cars.
Yeah.
Now, can I assume that you do a little bit of racing now, even for fun?
I used to, but I kind of got out of it.
Okay, well,
What I
you've
do
got
with
this
my-
now, so you have to.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do a little for fun.
And how fast would this go if you were to push it?
I have no idea.
You have no
Too
idea.
fast for the car.
Too fast for this body.
Get in
of
and I'll
course.
show you.
With the amount of people that are walking, that are on bikes, that are on lawn mowers,
Yeah, with no
And-
mufflers.
with no mufflers. And then you got things like this.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be able to floor anything in
No,
this
no.
ground. Very cool. Love that. This has been so cool. And you've been to every single Rumble,
Everyone.
every single one of them. And what is it about this environment that you love so much?
I guess I'm just an old hick country boy. I guess is what I am. Hillbilly.
It's fun.
Yeah.
The noise is good, the crowd is great, and you don't know what you're going to see.
All right. Now, what are you doing here?
I'm enjoying this because I didn't grow up with it.
Where are you from?
I'm from Australia originally.
Oh, okay.
But hey, I appreciate this. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.